Okay, so I need to install a Woodbridge single-piece toilet. You notice the model number T0001 by Woodbridge. It's one piece, and I'll show the space that it's going into in just a second. But when you take a look at the way that it's configured, the holes for to connect to the toilet flange are included in behind the unit. There's no access from the sides. So that's going to make it a little bit challenging to put into the space and lift it onto the lugs. You'll see the space in just 1 second. So here's the space. It's roughly 35 inches wide, and it goes out, I believe it's 6 or 7 feet, but 35 inches wide. The Woodbridge toilet comes with a wax ring, as shown at the bottom of the screen. That just comes standard with the unit. Now, in the video, I also refer to the wax ring. Now, the other thing you can take a look at or consider doing is using a rubber-based ring, which you can see up top. This one happens to be made by Fluid Master, and basically what happens with that is it allows for some give and take, because with the single unit toilet, it's very difficult to try to figure out exactly where the lugs are or the bolts coming up into the unit, because you can't see the holes as you're trying to position it. And if you've got a tight space, it becomes very problematic. So if you have the rubber seal rather than the wax seal, it has the ability to flex back into shape, whereas the wax ring may not, probably won't, depending on the conditions that you've got and whatnot. So really consider the rubber ring rather than the wax ring, although in the video that you're going to see, it will be referring to a wax ring. But after I filmed that, I concluded it may be a better option to use a rubber ring. Now you notice that what I've done, or kind of contemplate doing here, is I've got the unit up on some blocks, and you'll notice it's basically 2x4 pieces, and got them in 3 locations. So the whole object will be placing the wax ring on top of the toilet flange, and then lifting the toilet over towards the toilet flange, but giving it enough room so that the wax ring is not in any way impacted until I'm ready to let the thing down, and the bolts are actually through the holes underneath the toilet. So you're going to notice as well, I've got some blue painter's tape that shows the center of the toilet flange and where the nuts or the bolts are, and it's on both sides. Those lines then line up with the blue tape that's included on the floor, and you'll notice the black lines are the exact center, and that's where the black lines will match up that are on the toilet and on the unit. So my thinking is put it on the 2x4 pieces, and then get to a point where I can then put the bolt in to the hole and still have enough hand room to do that, and then remove one of the blocks, go to the other side, remove the other block after the bolt has been put through, and then remove the front center block. That will then get it down to 1.5 inches above, but still the bolts, which are 2 inches long, should be able to go up through the hole and still give enough room before it even touches the wax ring. Once the bolts are through the holes, then it's removing the other blocks and setting it down directly onto the wax ring. So that's the plan, and we'll see how it works. I created a template of the bottom of the toilet so I would know where to place the blocks ahead of time. So you can see right now the markings. So I've got the center of the toilet flange laid out together with the bolt holes. You can see the two dark items there. So that will be the placement of the blocks. Okay, so now you can see basically where the placement of the blocks would be. And then as soon as the flange is taken care of and the bolts are in, then the toilet can be lifted over, and after the wax ring has been put in place.